Well, I think we were saying, at worst a soft 6, and the races were last 2 races around were called off.
Ugh. Wet.
I haven't even done the times. Not going to bother.
No,
Completely irrelevant.
Completely irrelevant. Those sort of meetings you can just put a line through for the most part, I think. There was a minefield out there for the jocks.
Well,
Randwick.
Yeah, well, I think even it was getting to the stage where even the colours were irrelevant. They come back, they're all brown. Brown.
All poo brown silks. A few poo brown beards and mustaches.
Yeah.
And nostril hairs for the jockeys.
Yeah, J-Mac on broadsiding. It was literally nowhere else on his face, just around here.
Yeah, it's around the muzzle. Same with Mickey D.
Yeah.
But very wet day. A pretty meh end to the Sydney Autumn Carnival, I think.
Yeah, and thankfully they don't have a meeting there, I think they were saying on the broadcast, until late May. I think they kind of need that 4 or 5 weeks.
Yes, they certainly do. Fresh turf, please.
Yes. So let's get to the features then. Broadsiding.
Yeah, he was
Champagne.
good. He was good. The market loved him. I think he opened about 6 or 7s with the good people at Ned's and jumped sub $4. So quick backup, obviously, he must have thrived after that. Obviously loved the heavy deck. I think both his parents are European horses, so, he's going to get through the wet. Coming from the back after a pretty sedate tempo, like you'd think he's one who can naturally progress as a 3-year-old broadsiding.
Yeah. Reminded me a little bit of Militarise, I guess. But obviously he's not in that bracket yet.
No. Just I guess on an upward spiral at the right time, and you could say the same with linebacker who ran second. They're just they're coming to the fore at the right time, whereas that golden slip of form, those horses have been up for a long time.
Yeah,
and so they encounter a heavy deck like that. It's just never going to work out.
No, it didn't. So his first run was on the 25th of February, first career run. So, and that was down at Ballarat, and we said this when we were watching it just before, because we are recording on the Saturday again. But yeah, they could often do this better than anyone. They kind of make sure their horses travel.
Yeah.
Like they did it with Traffic Warden. They've done it with Animo early days. They do it with all the good ones.
Yeah. And there was clearly a plan for this guy to get him to the Champagne on the quick backup. So, yeah, I guess, I liked him last week and backed him last week. Reason why I took him on this week is because I liked linebacker, and linebacker brained him the start prior. So, yeah, can't be too disappointed.
No, you can't. Manal just don't think she really appreciated that little really gluey heavy. Like this heavy today was completely different to the heavy on day one of the championships.
Oh, completely different gravy.
Yeah.
That was a firming deck. This was, gluey, muddy, sticky, gross.
It was soft 5 at the start of the day, and then, race 1 got retrospectively rated a heavy 8. So it's like when that happens, it's writing on the wall. It's like you and I, shoulder arms.
Yeah, I had a few early bets, and certainly didn't decide to deposit any more money into my Ned's account. That's for sure.
Yes, Magic Time, all aged.
Yeah, phenomenal.
She's good.
She's really good. 1,400 metre horse through and through. Would she have won that race if it was on a soft 5 or a soft 6? Really hard to say. She handled the heavy going. And I thought she was a chance during the week with no idea that the deck was going to be that heavy. I thought she was a good chance, and she ran really well. She's a great horse.
Yeah, she is. And her previous runs on heavy ground, she beat Parasol first up in the autumn. Oh, that was that. Must have been. What year are we? Yeah. First up in the autumn last year, must have
12
been.
months ago?
Yeah, beat Parasol and Lady Laguna. And Thingo must have been 4th or 5th there. Luke Pepper's horse, Opal Ridge.
Opal Ridge, yeah.
Yeah, okay. I was getting my I was getting confused. But then she, regressed at the 1,400 metres to Alentia on the heavy. And then she ran, only beaten a length in the TJ on a heavy as well. So, she definitely got through it. Only one to quicken.
Yeah, only one to quicken. So again, like Sunshine in Paris, we were both on. She ran a fourth, and you made the point that she got there on class. She did not like that deck at all. So you can't be disappointed. She's one who is so lightly raced that you put her away and you bring her back for the spring, and it wouldn't be surprised if it wouldn't surprise me if both those horses run on Everest, Magic Time and Sunshine in Paris.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. And Espiona, I think there was a massive go for Chain of Lightning because of the heavy ground, and understandably so. She was a little bit flat, I'd say, just didn't quicken. Like, there's heavy form, then there's that heavy. That was a genuine heavy 10. And Espiona, both you and I, prior to the race, were like, there's no way she's finishing in the race here.
No. No, the heavy deck was just not ideal for her, and I didn't even have her in my numbers, to be fair, during the week. I just didn't like her, despite the flashing light in the TJ.
We see it time and time again.
I think they pulled the wrong rein with Espiona. She should have been in that Newmarket. And she should have gone down the straight there, and instead they took her to the Canterbury 1,300. Back to 1,200, up to 14. It's obviously Chris Waller didn't know that they were going to get this sort of deck, but her prep gave me a little ick post scratching from the Newmarket, to be honest.
Yep. Yeah, I can understand that, because like if I look through her profile here, she had that win at Sandown second up, where that was when she was going really, really poorly, and that's the win that kind of like kick-started her career again. And I think you and I were like, okay, last ever chance. They deliberately took her down to Melbourne to see if she could get back in the winner's circle. She absolutely did. Her second up form's really, really good. She beat second up in the spring. She absolutely dominated a tissue. I beat her by 2.5 lengths, and we've seen what her tissue's done since. Like, she's a genuine Group 1 mare.
So as in second up, she would have been in the Newmarket.
Yeah, I feel like she runs well whenever she is in a prep, but I feel like second up's like her sweet spot.
Yeah, so she's a horse that will no doubt win some races in the spring, but I just think with her going forward, if it's a Group 1, I think she's only going to be a betting prospect for me if she's racing in Victoria on a Melbourne leg.
She won't be. She'll be going to another Everest, I'd say.
Yeah. Well, that's all. I can't have her then.
Yeah.
I can't have her.
Yep. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Amenable, friend of the podcast.
He was phenomenal.
So
and you might, I know you nearly won and you must be a little bit disappointed, but geez, that's a great run and just sets him up for a nice spring. You bring him up here, do you? Maybe Stradbroke.
I'll ask him some live on air DMing, but I was like, mate, that was a massive run, and this is Marcus Williams, who's in the ownership group, mate, absolutely huge Group 1 place getter. I'm only just winding down now, though. I thought we had it.
Yeah,
we thought you had it too. It's like it took a lot for Magic Time to wear him down.
Yeah, so must be so stoked for that. Friend of the podcast, Marcus Williams. Yeah, thought he was going to steal it. Surely you freshen him up and bring him up for a Stradbroke. He'd get in with no weight.
We'll see. We'll see. Private Eye was good. First up, not first up, but his first run in 4 or 5 weeks.
Yeah, he was good.
Cheeky by J-Mac. Cheeky, bring it leading on him.
Cheeky. What does Joe Pride do with Private Eye now? Spell him?
He's only had the 4 runs. Freshen up.
Stradbroke? He could win a Stradbroke as a toppy.
Yeah, he ran second behind Alligator Blood that year.
Geez, that was a form race.
I reckon he was top weight that day.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
So that was the form race of the year.
Yeah.
That year and again last year. But yeah, Private Eye. That's another placing.
Yeah.
That strike rate's going down.
So 33% of possibly, I don't know, like 32, 31. His place strike rate's going up though, 55%. So his run, so this is where with Private Eye, right? I get where you're coming from, right? Because at Group 1 level, he's had 12 runs, and if you throw in 2 Everest there as well, so we basically call it 14 runs for 1 win, and then he's comes second and third in Everest, I think.
Yeah.
So basically, all right, 1 win, 3 seconds and 2/3 at Group 1 level, but 1 from 14.
Hey, it wasn't a terrible take.
It wasn't. It wasn't.
He's never been one of mine, Private Eye.
No.
I've got nothing against him.
I'm on and off with him.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, he doesn't. He's put a field away like a couple times, but that's it.
Yeah. In the yes, or the Red Zone or whatever it was.
Yeah, and
The nature
whatever
strip.
the nature strip, and one other time down the Flemington Straight, like brained him.
Yeah.
And
And
absolutely brained him.
and there was a Newmarket winner in there with Rockin' Horse, but like she was 100-1.
Yeah.
And
Where's she now?
well, to be fair though, she won a Darley as well
Yeah,
at 20s.
that was bizarre.
Yeah.
The Flemington Carnival, I tell you what, is difficult.
Very difficult. Southport Tycoon, he was another one prior to the race. Like, if he runs well, he's a serious horse. He's still a good horse, but like for a 3-year-old colt, I just question. It's like pull up stumps. You know, it's a heavy 10. What's there to gain from this?
Yeah. No, you're exactly right. Because they know he's still got his nuts. They jagged the Group 1 this prep, and all you're doing there is just giving him a gut buster.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
So you'd hope that the stable would come back and go, like, all right, we're targeting towards, I don't know, do you go a Cox play for him or something?
Golden Eagle.
Yeah, Golden Eagle, of course. I keep forgetting about that race.
Golden Eagle. That's where he'll go.
Yep, all right. Okay, so if we have a look at earlier races on the program then, Conasana, she was good.
Yes, I'm sure Sneesby Racing will be buoyed by that result, losing to those Silks. They seem to get the better of him all the time, the Whoppet Bloodstock Silks. Yeah, good win. Obviously, loved the deck. Scarlet Oak, she loomed like she was going to be the winner, but I think she lacks a bit of race maturity. That was only a second ever start, but she's a smart little filly.
What I heard about her in the mounting yard is like, oh, this isn't even a horse yet. This isn't even a racehorse yet.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing of her. Like, so for her to, what's she finished, second or third?
Second.
Like, on that ground, she's the one that you want to take out of
Yeah.
it. Like, if she started, like, this wasn't an absolute mugs, like, field, you know. For her at her second start, to start favourite against these, like, that's a decent, like, the market obviously wanted to be with her.
Yep.
So, but yeah, Conasana, like, I could see why it was like Richo's Ruffy on Channel 7, for instance, because she ran 4th in the Ethereal. Like, that's got Autumn Angel and Tropical Squall form.
Squall?
That's the best 3-year-old filly form going around.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I get it. Richo.
He's not an idiot, Richo.
No.
He knows what he's doing.
Now, there was a bit of a siren going in race 4, Protest. And always the bridesmaid becomes the bride, Kintyre.
Yes.
Or always the groomsman, now the groom.
Yes. Yeah, Gary Portelli, I wonder how many weddings he's been to.
Outside of his 2-year-olds. Because he can't fuck it up. And like we were talking about it, Komochi, Kintyre, and NCAP. 3 nonnies.
Massive nonnies. We'll have to go through the rest of his stable at one point, but Tannhauser. Oh.
Yeah, not J-Mac's best, I feel.
No.
Like, from barrier 3, fully expected him to be... Like, the rail in run was the best place to be. And if you were constantly out wide, I think it just took it out of the horses by what by what I could see on the broadcast, and then he tipped him out wide. It's almost like, because I think in the race after that, he was on an Australia bloodstock horse. I think it was 2 races after that in the Huerta race. So he was on New Energy. And it's almost like he was just testing it. It's like, all right, what is it like when it's really out wide? Just in case I need to go there later. That's what it seemed like.
Yeah.
So I'm sure he's giving the horses all their possible best chance to win, but it wasn't his best steer.
No, it wasn't. Disappointing. And Tannhauser now, it's like, oh,
well, you never bet on him again.
No.
Like, I could see that horse coming up here and racing against the second at Portsea, you know?
Yeah. He's still got his nuts, Tannhauser. I don't think that'll be the case for much longer.
I don't think so. Do you think the protest was fair enough?
You said 50-50. I agree with that. Like, yeah. I've seen them overturned. I've seen them upheld.
Yep.
Yeah.
Our guy Marzu.
As soon as it got that heavy, and I was initially keen on Villana, and then I was like, oh, what about front page? And so I was like, just go with your gut, Villana. And then I see Marzu rolling around in the bloody mounting yard. I was like, he's gonna come out and fucking win this. He's gonna come out and fucking win this. And he just loomed up, and you just knew as soon as he eyeballed front page, like
J Carr.
Oh, he just knew.
And Jamie said after the race, he's like, oh, tell you what, he does a lot wrong. He's not a straightforward horse to ride, and which is funny because he. Basically, what she said was he hit the front and he just stopped. And he's like, he looked at the winning post. He was looking at the crowd. It's just like he's literally forgotten how to win.
Is Marzu the dumbest horse in Australia? Is he the dumbest horse in Australia?
Maybe. I reckon he's like a few of our mates who just like look back on their high school glory of the sporting days. Because he put six in a row, mate. You have to be a really good horse to do that.
Yeah.
Like he won an Arrowfield, he won a Doomben 10,000.
Yeah.
Like from starting in a benchmark 84, that prep.
Yeah.
Like he's a really, really good horse. And your boys were on for every single start.
Literally every single start.
So prior to this, right, he had 25 career starts for 7 wins. So we were on 6 of 6, and I reckon we jumped off every start since.
We didn't get out of the casino with Marzu. We R&P'd the casino.
Yeah.
And then they were like trying to offer us free meals and a few free goes to come back into the casino. And we said, no, we're good.
We're okay.
Okay. I don't need to come back here. But I tell you what, what it tells me is if there's ever a bottomless deck, irrespective of the price Marzu is, irrespective of the sort of form he's in, just have a throw at the stumps.
Have to, because like that heavy 8 in the TJ, I'm not rating it a heavy 8 because it's not like the heavy that we've been used to.
The ground wasn't being torn up and flying everywhere like it was today. It was insane today.
And front page, like $2, like, you know, he was the sources on top selection because he was so sensational first up. But like, was not anticipating a heavy 8, heavy 9 deck. So, Villana was good. Afcabin was good, but they just don't have the wet class of Marzu.
No, he's a bloody rubber ducky, Marzu.
Yeah, he is a rubber ducky. Oh, that's funny. Now Huerta, Nash, one of his best, back up on the rail. He was last, and he just was like, oh, are you forgetting that the best ground's on the rail here? Just went zoom.
Nash has got that in him. He's so hot. Huerta, could he go 3 Doomben Cups in a row?
Could.
Well, who's going to verse him? Like, there's no one that springs to mind. No, absolutely no one springs to mind.
That was Goldman first up. So, and he was running second there. Like, and if it's like a firm, I reckon he's better. Oh, can't really say that now because he's looking at his profile, he's won on heavy, he's won 2 on soft. Yeah, Goldman. Maybe.
Anyone coming out of the Queen Elizabeth or the Doncaster who had a bit of a freshen up and come up for it?
Kovalika,
Potentially, yeah.
but then he'd be like six up or so.
Yeah.
5th up. Maybe someone from like, I don't know, anyone from like the Mornington Cup, like Gear Up or something.
Yeah, someone like a Gear Up could.
Yeah, but
what about Kintyre?
yeah, I think if there's a 3-year-old there, actually, what's the second of Portsea doing?
True. Shouldn't be the worst.
I should be 60-1, but
Tenhouse is not in the race. If he was in the race, he'd be the worst.
Faulkner Park, like back on top of the ground. I said if that horse would have any lick of rain, he wouldn't be running or he'd be nowhere near it, and he scratched. So he's been better this prep. So maybe he goes towards it. Annabelle Neesham loves the Brisbane Carnival.
She does. She's RMP'd before. She might RMP again. What's New Marion doing?
Don't know. He won a Q22 in the first edition.
Yeah,
at 20s.
That's what I mean. Like, who's coming up here? Is there even a market?
Let's have a look. Yeah, Huerta. Well, he was $14, $12 or so.
He might even go around by himself. Huerta.
No, mate. Why would there be a market up now?
There's a market up for the Stradbroke Handicap though. Guess who's favourite of that?
AJ. I think Team Green only just went out with their markets today. So I'd say if we were doing this podcast tomorrow, there might be some markets for us to talk about. But, that's the way. It's what happens on the big job sometimes.
It is what it is. But full credit to Marzo.
Yep. Love to see it.
And Huerta.
Any highlights from Mornington?
From Mornington, no. Apart from See What I See.
Yeah,
she's a smarty. I think she's a. I'm not like hype train sort of guy to be like, oh, she's a Cox Plate horse because but
she's not.
But she's a black type stakes level horse and she's just getting better and better. Like you can only put away who's in front of you and each of her wins has been really smart. So she's good. Good to see.
Very well done on and off the track by Danny O'Brien, I might say.
Unbelievable from Danny O'Brien.
Yeah. Like, kick and winners on and off the field.
Oh, honestly, like, I looked at him and I was like, yeah, you probably average about 35 with the bat, I reckon. And then I checked his statistics and it's 55. How are you batting that far above your average?
I thought Gates for the team nose roll for Moody Coleman could potentially come to Queensland for a derby.
It could be a derby type Gates,
which is the derby's only Group 2 up here, isn't it?
No, it's Group 1.
Okay. But yeah, out of Frankel, so you'll run it.
Oh, Frankel horses do anything.
Exactly.
Literally.
Regally bred. See What I See was fantastic. Nature Strip was running for second there.
Yep.
Desperado. Esti Fenny. At 30.
Hungarian form. Hungry kids of Hungary.
Yeah, so we were saying it straight after. It's like First Immortal, $5, like equal favourite thereabouts, and had the flashing run over the mile first up. Oh, he's just gonna be there in a Melbourne Cup again this year. It's like, well, for starters, he didn't even make the field last year. One horse, only once. That run was in the 16th of March, over the mile, and you'd be hoping to see a few more subsequent winners than what there were. But yeah, only the one.
Yeah, First Immortal. Ugh. Don't know what they do with him. Probably pull up stumps and reassess.
Well, I'm sure there's a win and you're in race soon for him. Like there's typically one around this time, isn't there? Like a Bart Cummings or whatever. Like if I look at this, not Bart Cummings, but there's those sort of races.
Yeah. I don't know. I ended up backing a bloody Kiwi thing. 'Cause I'm an idiot that ran a good probably last or second last. But yeah, that if you watch that replay of him last start, yeah, he couldn't build into his gears, and you know he wasn't given every chance, but he was also probably just disappointing.
Yeah.
So that's 2 really disappointing runs in a row. So jury's out on him. Jury is out.
Definitely is. And then Mahaba wins the Hariba.
As the favourite.
Which we were shocked by.
Yeah.
Just put his nose roll in front. Graham Begg had a good day.
He did.
Had a great day.
Phenomenal day. He's got a small stable. He does really well with the Graham Begg. Like he's a trainer who, you know, if I could have one with him, I'd be stoked.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want a mare with him though.
Yeah. Definitely.
He knows how to get the fillies like in good shape.
Mate, Magic Time, that was only her 11th career start.
Yeah. 2 Group 1s.
6 wins, 2 Group 1s. Very smart horse.
Yeah.
Very smart.
Yeah. Shattered that the Inferno couldn't get his nose in front. Shattered. That'll be the last time. I thought it was going to just be a nice little love affair like the last time. Give him a big kiss.
Thanks to Inferno.
Wasn't meant to be.
No, he'll don't know where he'll be running around next, but he could probably win a Goodwood. That's how
you know, that's probably exactly where he's going. Let's have a look. No markets for the Goodwood. No markets for the Goodwood.
Are there markets for the Sangster and the
There's a market for the Sangster. So the Sangster in 7 days.
All right, let me guess. Estriella with the good people at Ned's will be sub $3. I reckon she'll be $2.60.
$2.80.
Okay. Second favourite would be Benedetta. Benedetta will be $6.
Yep. Yep.
Zapateo will be $8.50.
$9.
Oh,
There's one in between those.
is there?
Yeah. On speed, Kieran Ma.
On speed, Kieran Ma.
Ran in the William Reid last year. Where
Is Coolangatta come out of retirement?
I'm me.
Oh, of course. IME. What's she?
650.
650. Okay.
All right. And then honestly, mate, you don't need to do anything else. Roots is heading there at $15.
Is she?
She was
She's
good,
good. She's good
but
first up.
I thought she was more of a miler, personally.
Yep. Yep, I think so.
Hmm.
You know what she could be? Tastiara horse.
Well, she ran second last year.
Yeah.
At 20s
Yep.
behind Palisa Pan.
Yep.
So,
Runner in the Stradbroke. Tastiara.
yeah. Hypothetical? Nah, not 1,200 metres. Looking down the list here. Gummy Gumdrops is $81.
Gummy Gumdrops. I got out of the casino with her once, and I should have gone back in for one more spin of the wheel. It was at the scene of the crime, but I didn't.
Hey, it's always best to like kind of shoulder arms. Like, I feel like Zapateo is a bit of a forgotten horse there.
She's
$9.
very good.
Yeah, and I feel like she was the firmer last year in the race as well.
I think she might have even jumped favourite.
Yeah.
Who won that last year? Royal Merchant. Yeah, weird.
Oh, that annoyed me because you know who ran? She ran what, 3rd or 4th in the flight or whatever that is. You know who's in the market for this now as well as Learning to Fly. So maybe that's why Learning to Fly has been scratched a couple times. She's $11.
Good value. And the Oaks as well. No idea about that market. I'm
Well-
guessing Coco Sun will be favourite.
Well, Wings of Song and then Coco Sun.
Yeah.
Coco Sun's $11.
Oh.
Quickstar, Concello. Wings of Song has been RMPing Tasmania
Yeah.
and came up and it's like, oh, actually, Morphettville's easier to RMP at.
A bit too hard in Tassie. Let's go R&P in Morphettville.
Guys, $1 million for this piece of shit race. Are you kidding me? $1 million. $1 million could completely transform the economy up here.
You know who was only a length away from Autumn Angel and is $15 is Molly Nickers, the stable mate.
Big price.
I'd have to rewatch her run behind Wings of Song to have a firm opinion about her. But Coco Sun was very good too.
She was good.
Yeah. I'm looking down here. Like Sarasana's been average. Dolphin Skin's a stupid name.
She ran today. It was Ross.
Yeah. Okay. The Archer. Straight Ace is 260. RNT, so listener of ours, is in the ownership. So they have a Archer runner. Third favourite, $8. I wouldn't have picked that. Would not have picked that. Like Master Jamie's $15. Mashani Sniper, who's been sniping left and right this prep.
There's a couple of smart Mashanis. Mashani Lily's a little smarty.
I think Mashani Sniper might be he's got the most runs on the board, I think. He's $13. I would like to see the Mashanis get one.
Yeah, because it's just funny.
Yeah. The Straight Ace has been inconsistent this prep.
I want to see one day, a Mashani Stakes, and it's just Mashani horses. That's what I want to see. Like, This nearly happened naturally without there being a specific.
Well, it's happened plenty of times with the 2-year-old races, and there's been one other horse in there, and the other horse wins.
They've wrecked it. They've wrecked it. Get out. It's the only Mashani only race.
All right.
Quokka is yet to go.
In half an hour. Half an hour, so stiff shit. We're not... I reckon it was a fantastic run by King of Sparta. I reckon he just got him late.
Yep.
Blake Shin, he's an absolute genius.
Yeah, and then photo finish, they reviewed the footage, and it's actually a dead heat with AJ.
Okay.
Froggy, sorry. Ribbits and hops, and gets the filly home. And she technically goes one better than what she did last year, but she has to share the prize money with the king.
Okay.
Yep.
Mate, honestly, Blake Shin is a fucking genius, mate. He's had 2 winners there already.
Yeah, he's
going into the Quokka.
He's phenomenal.
He's so good. No wonder he was overseas.
Yeah.
It's a pleasure to have him back.
It is. He's very good.
Yeah, we were saying, it's like, imagine Bella Nipotina in that all age. She goes very close to winning that.
I think so. Yeah. I think she's neck and neck with Magic Time.
Yeah. So commiserations for the Kieran Marr stable and the connections there, but you might win the Quokka, but
no, she'll run 3rd or 4th in the Quokka. That's what she does.
Okay, so what we're realising here, and this is the last thing we'll say on this podcast, it's a private eye. Basically, 14 starts at Group 1 level when you include the Everest for 1 win and a few placings. Bella Nipotina. 19 starts at Group 1 level for 1 win, 4 seconds and 2/3.
Yeah. Mate, we're right about these horses. When I say one can run on, like, I'm not saying it because it hasn't happened before.
Yeah.
Like, there's a body of work. Like, I'm thunderstruck. May he rest in peace.
Yeah.
Chief, I'm running on a bit, officer. And the one time that I was on him was the one time we won.
Mackay Diva.
Yeah.
Hell of a win.
Great win.
Golden Eagle. He was good in that.
He was good. I wasn't on him, though.
I was.
Yeah.
But he was $3.50. Like, the price was gone.
Yep.
And for a horse like that. And that's where, for Bella, I feel like you can kind of cop it to an extent because, she's still only striking at 5% at Group 1 level. And she runs at about like an 8 to 10% price.
Yeah.
Like $12 to $10.
Yeah, she's never favourite.
No.
Yeah.
But when she did win the Group 1, she was smashed into about $4.
Yeah, she flew that day.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Paul Ailey's just all crimes are forgiven.
I got my revenge with Paul Ailey. I got my revenge.
One of the best wins I've ever seen. It was enormous.
It was like $15.
I know.
It was unbelievable.
Yeah. Big balls Benny, eh?
Oh, Paul Ailey's a good looking horse. He's doing his best work down south now.
Lonro passed away as well.
Yes, he did. Black Flash.
I think it was one of your old man's favourite horses, right?
Yes, he certainly was. Yep.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people's.
Yeah, the People's Champ.
Yeah, he was. 11 Group 1s. Never won a Cox Plate, Lonro, but absolutely gorgeous.
Father of Piero.
Father of Piero. So, the bloodline lives on very strongly.
Yeah, now it's like $10 million sort of stuff.
Yeah, it is. He is. He's
Granddaddy
of Winks' daughter.
Yeah.
So he's Lonro's catching up with his son Piero. It's like, you managed to know Winks. What's up, mate?
You'd be nowhere without me.
Guess where he gets his good looks from?
Yeah, true.
Oh.
True. Yeah, mate, that horse is going to be something else, that filly.
Sure.
Yeah, incredible. Australia Cup 2004. Best win you'd ever see. Best call of all time.
He rallied like 3 or 4 times. Like he was gone 3 or 4 times.
Yeah. And
Tough
as soon
horse.
as Greg Miles said go long, the crowd screams go long road, go, you actually hear the crowd lift.
Yeah.
That's the best thing about that call.
Yeah.
It's like the crowd's reaction is so good. But may he rest in peace. 25 years.
Good knock.
Great knock.
Yep.
And
champion horse, champion sire. The
And he's-
perfect racehorse.
and he's been spreading his legacy right across bloodlines.
He really has. Credit to him. He had a great life.
Yeah, he did. He did half his luck. All right.
See you Wednesday, Drifters.
We'll see you Wednesday.